Hi, my name is called Beer, and let's start with HELLBREAK!
This is a boomer shooter where you'll fight to save your soul from eternal damnation, and actually who cares about the story here? You have weapons, you encounter enemies, you shoot, that is kinda it. The important question here is this game fun? Well, people are saying that it is fun. Even some dude who does not recommend the game is saying that, so who am I to disagree? Here you will wield an arsenal of 19 awesome weapons, each offering distinct playstyles and strategic options. Equip yourself with machine guns, shotguns, revolvers, the skull of heretic, and so on. You will also face off against over 15 unique enemies and multiple bosses. The downside, in my opinion, is the genre of the game. It's roguelike, and I think it is an overused genre without a speck of originality left in it. Despite that, the review score revolves around 80%, and the price is quite nice even without a discount. Prey. The game has a really cool story that has you playing as a scientist exploring a place infested by an alien life form. Yeah, I bet you heard that somewhere. A few dozen, 100 million times. Despite that, aliens are really nice here. Well, by saying nice, I mean that they are the opposite of nice. You wouldn't want to chat with them about video games or best beer kinds in the universe or, you know, the best recipe for potato salad. No, they are terrifying creatures. Although, as I always say, not as terrifying as people who put pineapple in potato salad. Those are the worst. Just imagine this space station filled with them. Prey is a thriller, but that tiny change would make it one of the scariest horror games ever. So anyway, Prey gives you a variety of weapons to use along with superpowers like telepathy or the ability to trick enemies by turning yourself into everyday items. Yeah, it may sound like nonsense, but it's not. You can truly acquire alien abilities and use them by stopping time or turning yourself into a bottle of beer, and then you can roll around like crazy. Not suspicious at all. Well, this ability of turning yourself into a stuff could probably spice up the love life of you and your wife or imaginary girlfriend. I don't judge, but first you have to defeat the space evil and escape from the space station alive, and with all the parts intact needed for, you know, spiciness. Death in the Water 2. I've been eyeballing this game for a long time now. It looks like a very nice shooter game set in an original underwater environment. Here you will dodge and carve your way through swarms of terrifying sea creatures, controlled by a vicious, giant, mind-controlling kraken that haunts your every move. You will scavenge for hidden treasure to unlock weapons and upgrades, but the environment of this game will make sure that every dive reveals a new nightmare. As you investigate ruins, wrecks and reefs, the tension escalates. The marine life mirrors real behavior, with sharks and creatures remaining passive unless provoked. So don't splash the water and don't pretend to be a seal. Honestly, this advice is legit not only in this game, but also in real life, except if you are attending a gathering of people who pretend to be seals, which is a very popular thing in Estonia, for example. I'm not joking. So the game features a campaign, also survival and free roam modes. People on Steam are saying that this game is very detailed and is suitable for almost every first-person shooter horror fan. The only bad thing is, if you get motion sickness easily, then avoid. Trepang 2. He will take on the shoes of an escaped soldier who has no memories of his past life but is infused with supernatural abilities. All you want is revenge for something, you know, and you'll stop at nothing. You will deliver devastating punches, sneak around in the shadows, wield powerful weapons, and give the bad guys a taste of their own medicine. Or a taste of pineapple in the potato salad, which is way worse and should be banned by Convention of Geneva or something. So anyway, as you can already tell, the game has strong horror vibes and has visuals and atmosphere similar to legendary Fear games. Here you'll find 6 difficulty levels, so even if it looks hard to crack, on easy it is quite easy. Game has above 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and you can play the free demo version as well. Doom: The Dark Ages. You know what time it is? It is time to slay some demons and become the scariest thing in hell. This time the game is leaning to the fantasy side with all the medieval stuff everyone likes, but will still stay sci-fi with all the weapons, mechanisms and hellish technologies. You know, who cares? It's Doom. It's fast-paced, it's entertaining, and you can slay demons left and right. All in all, you are one of the most powerful and beloved heroes in the pop culture of humanity. Here a new item called Shield Saw awaits you. It is literally a shield that, is also a saw. It's not very hard to guess how you will use it. People on Steam are saying that The Dark Ages is a very solid title, feels like a true Doom sequel, and the review score is above 80%. The downside, in my opinion, is that the Slayer doesn't feel like an unstoppable machine. You have to constantly pick specific weapons for specific enemies and use the shield in a specific way, so sometimes you feel like you have to solve a puzzle instead of just slaying everyone left and right. Despite that, it's pure fun and the visuals are gorgeous, just like you, my friend. Forgive Me Father 2. This is not just a boomer shooter, this is a Lovecraftian boomer shooter. After the financial success of the first part, which was absolutely amazing, they made another, probably even better game. You will journey once again into a malevolent world inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's legends, where madness awaits on every corner. You will embark on a dangerous mission as you continue the story of the character from the first game. Although you don't have to play the first part to enjoy the second. It's a shooter, not a visual novel, it's an absolutely standalone title. The game is very beautiful, retro, modernistic, with dark, comic-like art and gloomy, menacing atmosphere. And monsters you kill often turn into a bloody mist of organs and bones, and that is a very satisfying thing to experience. Ghostwire Tokyo. Here the city is overrun by deadly supernatural forces after 99% of the population just vanished, so you will use a powerful arsenal of spectral abilities to fight the paranormal threat and unravel the mystery behind the mass disappearance. It may sound and look a bit like a horror game, but the main emphasis is not on the horror, rather on the fast-paced gameplay where you use your powerful abilities and can fight various ghosts like a true Ghostbuster, or more like a Ghost Eliminator, because you kill them.
How can you kill somebody who's already dead?
Oh, shut up, it's not a science game. And seriously, the game has a rating that allows 12-year-olds to play, so grow your mental balls and dive in. Project Warlock. Here you will become a mysterious warlock and embark on a dangerous mission to eradicate all evil. Yeah, seriously, I thought warlocks are evil, but here you are good somehow and want to smite evil creatures with everything you have. Every single one of them, no matter where and when. You will travel through time and space to wreak mayhem and destruction like in the golden days of FPS games. You'll explore 60 levels in 5 settings, from ice Antarctic base to sands of Egypt or medieval castles. As in all classic games like this, you will find keys to unlock passages, reveal secret doors with golden ammo, use lifts and hidden buttons to access new areas, and of course, finally, you will descend to hell and face the ultimate challenge and emerge victorious or, perish like a puny loser, which will never happen. You are awesome, my friend, never doubt that.
ULTRAKILL.
Now we are getting serious. This game is always among the top 20 best rated games on the whole Steam, and that is among tens of thousands of games. It's ridiculous how good this game is.
ULTRAKILL
is a fast-paced, ultra-violent, old-school first-person shooter. It fuses together classic shooters like Quake and modern shooters like Doom Eternal with character action games like Devil May Cry. Here mankind has gone extinct and the only beings left on Earth are machines fueled by blood. And now that blood is starting to run out on the surface and machines are racing to the depths of hell to search for more. Total nonsense, but I like it. People on Steam describe this game quite politely. They say this is a Doom Eternal if it was on crack and also on heroin. And I would add that playing
ULTRAKILL
it's like eating potato salad, except if you dry it out and snort it. You can try the demo version on Steam if you have any doubts. Postal, Brain Damaged. In this boomer shooter spin-off of the Postal franchise, things are about to get weird. Everything happens in your brain, and that brain is not a healthy one by any means. Overwhelmingly positive reviews left by thousands of players say to us that the idea and the execution here is flawless. In-game you will encounter fast and challenging enemies and diverse environments. Also you will enjoy crude humor, nicely presented gore and fantasy violence. Anyway, people on Steam are saying that this is a great game with fantastic art and super entertaining gameplay. Absolute gem and a must play. Blood West. This is a surprisingly original first-person stealth shooter, a mix of Western and Lovecraftian horrors. You'll become the undead gunslinger, doomed to roam the barren lands until you find the means to purge the curse and free your soul. You will be wandering through the canyons, creepy swamps and lonely mountains. Well, only the mountains will be lonely. You won't be. Sounds of different monsters will keep you company at all times. It will take you over 20 hours on average to casually complete all 3 scenarios. People on Steam are naming this game a hidden gem, a hardcore, brutal, unholy blood diamond to be exact, although many are dissatisfied with the third act.
Not as good as those two before,
they say. Severed Steel. Here you will play as a woman named Steel. You have a prosthetic arm and you use it to navigate the levels, which adds an interesting and unique element to the gameplay. And although Steel has no arm, she's not armless, if you know what I mean. Honestly, here you'll find a huge arsenal of arms, just not arms. The game's physics engine can be a little bit wild at times, which makes for some hilarious moments when enemies get flung around like ragdolls. And with a killer soundtrack that perfectly matches the game's pace, Severed Steel is really fun to play. Whether you are a hardcore FPS fan or just looking for a casual game, I think it's worth your time. It has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and that is always a proof of a good game. Deathloop. It is a first-person shooter where 2 rival assassins are trapped in a mysterious time loop on a remote island, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. Your only chance for escape is to end the cycle by assassinating 8 main targets before the day resets. Every new loop is your opportunity to change everything. You will use the knowledge you gain from each attempt to change your playstyle, so it is fair to say that it is a roguelite game and may not be appealing to everyone. Here you can choose to stealthily sneak through levels or jump into the fight. You know, guns blazing, shouting war cries and profanities. In each loop you'll discover new secrets, gather intel on your targets as well as on the island, and expand your arsenal. You will be armed with a host of otherworldly abilities and incredible weaponry, although I must warn you that the game's biggest strength is also its biggest weakness. People on Steam are saying that the game is repetitive.
Yeah, who could have thought?
Shadow Warrior 2. You shall need to survive as a mercenary on the edge of a corrupted world. You will wield a devastating combination of guns, blades and magic, and with these awesome tools you will eradicate the demonic legions overwhelming the world. You can play it alone or in 4-player co-op. Game features procedurally generated landscapes, powerful new weapons, armor and arcane relics of legend. You will find an array of over 70 lethal blades and explosive firearms. Choose your weapon based on the situation at hand and then dismantle everything that stands in your path with an advanced gore system.
You don't need to be this intact, kind sir.
The game also has destructible terrain that explodes in satisfying ways. It's like if you put the Borderlands and Doom into the Cronenberg's machine, and the Shadow Warrior would be the result of the merging. The game takes about 8 hours to beat, so the deal is really sweet. Absolutely delicious spoon of juicy potato salad. Davy and Jones. This very nice looking shooter was recommended to me by one of my subscribers on my Discord channel. I checked it out and I admit that I am seriously impressed. It's an indie game, all in all, don't expect miracles, also it's quite short, very few of the reviewers played it more than 5 hours, but quality and not quantity is what actually matters. Here you will become legendary Captain Davy Jones and lead his headless body and his crazy skull to the path of revenge. You will have to defeat your eternal nemesis Blackbeard and reclaim the stolen artifacts. The world you'll be doing the revenge stuff is not our real one, but the actual hell of the pirates, called the Locker. Demons, cursed souls and probably a kraken itself will try to kill you even more. It's not a science game, don't worry about the details. Davy and Jones is single player only, and the review score on Steam is very positive.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Also subscribe.